Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you one of the most easiest and powerful card tricks to ever exist. This trick is called the 3-card Monte, and this is a trick where you ask the spectator to follow a particular card and they try and do so, but every time they choose, they lose. This trick has been performed by magicians all around the world, and even including David Blaine, who actually popularized this. It's one of the easiest tricks to perform because it requires little to no sleight of hand, and most importantly, this trick can get amazing reactions. Some of my best reactions have actually come from performing this trick out in the public. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so let's go through what we actually need to perform this trick. To perform this trick, you don't need a whole lot. You need 2 unique cards. One of them should ideally what we call the money card. It should have a pretty good contrast to all the other cards that you'll be using. What I mean by that is I usually use the 10 of diamonds as a money card, and it has a great contrast with the 3 duplicate cards, which are the 8 of clubs. You should be able to tell from a distance or straight away that this is the card to be focused on. So you have these 2 ordinary cards. And then you have these 2 cards, which are actually double backers. So they're 8 of clubs on one side, and they have the identity of the money card, or the 10 of diamonds in this case, on the other side. So there's a couple ways you can get these. You can buy these online pre-made, but if you don't have it, that's okay. You can just stick 2 ordinary playing cards with glue on their backs, and there you go, there you have a double backer. So it's really easy to do, and it's really easy for you to get started with this trick. Okay, so let's talk about the first few phases of this trick. When I do this trick, I just usually pull out the money card and I introduce to the audience what the purpose of the game is. I would say something like, your job is to follow the money card, and I'm going to try and distract you. I'm going to put it in places where you may not know where it is. But your job is to always have your eyes on this. And then I would do something like this or something like this to just kind of trick them into thinking that I'm already switching them. Then I would ask them, where's the money card? And I would ask them to point it. And at this point, they would be like, oh, it's just right there. And that's where I would do kind of like a slow reveal and kind of hint that I've already done something to swap it out, but I haven't, and this is just a really good moment for building rapport with the audience and getting a good laugh out of them. Next, what I would do is once I've done that little routine, I would introduce the distraction cards, in this case, which is the 8 of clubs. And what I would do is I would put the money card face down, and I would swap the cards around and mix them up like this, in this exact fashion. And then I would turn it around and I would mix them up, and I would show them the money card, and then I would turn it back around and I would mix them up one last time, and I would ask them where they think the 10 of diamonds is. And the whole purpose of doing this is to get them accustomed to thinking, or just to get them accustomed to actually playing the game in this particular way, where it's actually not conventional to mix up the cards this way, right? But you want to get them used to just seeing the cards in this particular order, or this particular state, you will. And obviously I'll ask them where's the money card, and at this point it's pretty obvious he'll be here. And yes, this is kind of like a confidence boost round for them, just to make sure they're paying attention, but also just to make sure they're actually winning before you actually go and fool them. So I highly recommend incorporating these 2 little phases. They don't take a lot of time, but they do build rapport. They get a good laugh out of the audience, and you also get to build their confidence while playing this game, so they won't think you're doing anything fishy in the next phase. Okay, so now that the first phase, or the practice phase, is done, we're gonna now introduce our double facer. So when we introduce the double phaser, we're gonna bring it out of our pocket. That's what I like to do. But if you're storing these somewhere else, as in if your performance on the table, you may have a prop to bring these out. But I usually, if I'm performing these on the streets or in the public, I would have all these cards in either my breast pocket or my front pocket, but you can choose to put it wherever you want. But the important part is when you bring it out, you want to bring it out with the duplicate card face up. So not the money card, but the other card. So you bring it out like this and you introduce this card as a distraction card. Don't really explain or over explain the purpose of this card. You don't want to draw too much attention to it because it is a gimmick card. Just play it casually. If you're not going to care, they're not going to care either. So bring it out, introduce it as a distraction card. Say something like, I'm just going to use two of the same cards just to confuse you. And here's the position you want to be in. You want to have the double facer on top of the normal distraction card, like this. So you're in this position. Once you're in this position, you want to take the money card and you want to put it at the bottom. So now you have the two ordinary cards, the money card being at the bottom and the double facer on top. Then you want to do this. You want to flip the money card over, bring it to the top, flip it again. So now you're in this position where the double facer is in the middle. And then you want to turn, you're turning this whole hand around like this. So to break it down again, you start with the money card at the bottom, you have the double facer on top and the duplicate card in the middle. You flip the money card over, bring it on top, and then you flip your right hand, and at the same time you put the duplicate card on top like this. Okay, so let me do that one more time. So we've got the, you start with the double facer in the middle, the money card on top, the duplicate card in the bottom. You bring the money card at the bottom, you flip it around, bring it to the top, and then you do this move. So you just flip your hand over, you leave your left hand as it is and just put the duplicate card on top. Now you're in position to do the first move for the first actual phase. Okay, so now you're in position to do the first move. What you're going to do is you're going to do the Monte move, which looks something like this. You're going to ask them to hold their hand out, and you're going to push with your thumb the duplicate card and use your four fingers, your other four fingers, to pull this double facer back. So it looks something like this. So you start here and you do this and you turn your hand over at the same time. So what this looks like is you've just given them the money card, but in reality you haven't. You've retained it in this hand, in your left hand. So you do the Monte move like this, and it really looks like, and you want to do it quick, and don't draw too much attention to it, because this is a double facer at the end of the day, and if you don't care, they won't care as well. So do the Monte move, drop the card in their hands, and then you want to mix this around a little bit and you want to ask them, where's the money card? Everyone that I've performed this to has always said it's there. I've never had anyone say it's there. If you do everything right up till now and you don't draw too much attention and keep it really casual, they will fall into this trap. And when they do call it, it's here, you turn it around and it's not there, and you reveal the money card in your hand. Now this right here is a really powerful moment. You really want to let this sink in, let them capture the image of the transportation happening from here to here. It's really powerful. This is one of the best moments in the whole trick actually. So let this sit for a while. Okay, so now that's the first phase, and once you've done that, everyone's gonna want to see that again. Okay, like they might think you might have gone too fast or you did something fishy, so you want to let them know that's okay. Let me do this again. So, and you take the duplicate card from their hand, and you're in this position right now. You have the money card, and you also have the double face, and the double facer is on top of your right hand. and you have their card. So you take it from their hand and you're like, you know what, this time I'm actually gonna do things the other way around. I'm actually gonna give you the 8 this time, or the duplicate card, and I'll keep the 10 in my hand. So see what I've done there? I had the double facer in the second position now, and the money card on top. And I told them, you know what, this time I'll give you the 8, but you're not actually giving them the 8, you're doing the Monte move. And that consists of, you know, pushing this 10 forward and taking this back into your own hand using your 4 fingers. So you do the Monte move, give that to them, and you hold the 10 in your hand. Now their eyes are going to be here. They're not even going to, even though you put this in their hand, they're not going to care. They're only going to look at this. They're like, don't take your eyes off the 10, because that's the instructions you've given them. Don't take your eyes off the 10. You want to kind of mix them around. This is a double facer, so you want to turn over the ordinary card showing its back, mix this around a little bit, flip it around again, right, and do this. And what this kind of looks like is you're turning the 10 around and showing its face. They're not going to suspect anything suspicious because they don't know this is a double facer, but just do this, and you're now you've just turned around your double facer, and this card over here is the duplicate card. Now you ask them, where do you think the 10 is? Again, everyone that I've performed this for always says it's here because they've just seen it there, right? And if you don't make it too suspicious, they will have an amazing reaction. They're not going to think there's anything wrong with the cards. So really take your time and really sell this reveal. And this is another really important moment, a really powerful one, because you've done the transportation from your hand to their hand now. It's the same thing, and you'll be able to reveal the money card like this. Okay, so now that you've done the second phase, we're going to move on to the third phase, and you're going to say something like, you know what, this may be a little bit too hard because you have 2 eyes and there's 3 cards. That's what I like to use. You can use any other line. You're going to put the money card away in your pocket, okay, or anywhere else really, but I like to put it in my pocket. And we're like, here's what you're going to say. We're only going to focus on these 2 cards for now, okay? And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix these cards around, right? And I'm going to, you know, flip it around again. Make sure not to flip the double facer. Just play around with the ordinary card. And you can even show them the back of both of the cards by doing this little move. Here's how you're going to convince that both these 2 cards are normal. You're going to have the ordinary card at the bottom and the double facer at the top. And you're going to show the backs. And you're going to peel the first card off, which is the double facer. You're going to show the backs. And this will convince them that both of these cards are, you know, indeed normal, in case someone asks you to, you know, see their backs. Okay, so once you've convinced them that these are, you know, ordinary cards, if they ask you, if they don't ask you, you don't have to do this. You're gonna, you know, you've already put the 10 away in your pocket, and then now you're gonna ask them, you know, where do you think the 10 is? And here's what you want to do. You want to turn this card on the face of the double facer, and you're going to be like, okay, where do you think this card is? And you're going to hold it in this position, and then they're going to be like, oh no, you're in your pocket, go and check your pocket. And so let's say this is over here and this is in my pocket. As you go to grab this card out of your pocket, right, you're going to have your second double facer in your pocket as well when you start the trick. So when you go to grab this card, which you've put in your pocket, you're not actually grabbing this one, you're grabbing this double facer. And as you grab this one out of your pocket, you're flipping this packet over like this and doing this reveal. Okay, so let me do this one more time. This is in your pocket initially, and this is one you've just put in your pocket. You have these 2 in your hands. You're going to turn the ordinary card over, hold it in your hand in this grip, okay, something like this, and then you're going to reach out into your pocket. You're going to take out the double facer and you're going to flip over this entire packet and do this reveal. And this one is also an amazing moment because they've just seen 2 black cards in your hands, but now you have 1 red card. And the card that you just put in your pocket has now turned into a black card. This itself is really powerful, but the reason why you want to do this is because now you've introduced the next double facer into the routine, and this will allow you to do the final 2 faces, which are the strongest faces. Okay, so now that you've introduced the 2 double faces into the game, so you should have 1 ordinary card, which is the 8, and you should have 2 double faces, and one of them will be facing the money card, which is 10 of diamonds, and one of them is going to be facing towards the ordinary card. So you're going to be in this position, and now you want to do this. You want to say, you know what? Let's keep it really simple. Right now, I've been turning cards over here and there, so I don't want to distract you even more. I'm going to keep it really simple, and I'm going to leave all the cards face up except for the money card. So the move you're doing is, again, it's the same Monte move. You have the ordinary card on top, the double facer facing the 8 at the bottom, and the double facer facing the 10 in the middle. And you want to do the Monte move, giving them the 8, okay, like this, in their hand. And at this point, they're going to think you've given them the 10, right? Because it was just right in your hand. And you're going to say something like, you know, this time I'm not going to turn around any cards. I'm going to leave the 8s right in my hand. And where is the 10? You're going to ask them. This is kind of like a process of elimination choice they will have to make, because clearly it's not here, so it has to be here. There's no other place for them to say where it is. At this point, usually a lot of spectators kind of just give up, and they just really, like, mentally, they don't know what's going on. So it's actually a really funny moment. A lot of spectators are just overwhelmed. So it's not a bad thing. That means you are kind of entertaining them. But some people will say here, some people say, oh, I don't even know at this point. But whatever it is, you just reveal the card in their hand, and that's an 8 as well. And at this point, they're just going to be like, what just happened? Like, because the 10 of diamonds is actually nowhere to be found. And this is what I love about this trick. It gets better and better and better. So really let this moment sink in as well. And you should, at the end of this phase, you should have 3 8 of clubs to display, 2 of which are double backers and 1 ordinary. Okay, so now you're in this position after the second last phase, which is you have the 8 of clubs, which is the ordinary card, and you have 2 double faces in your left hand. And now you're going to say, now after the end of this phase, the previous phase, people are going to be like, well, where did the 10 go? And now you're going to be like, okay, I was lying to you all along. I actually am using a 4th card. And you want to take out the 10 that you put earlier in your pocket. You want to take it out now and say, sorry guys, I was cheating. I was using 4 cards. And at this point, the spectators are going to be like, oh, haha, I knew it, you were cheating, right? And at this point, you want to act a little bit dumb, and you want to say, okay, I'm going to come out clean, and I'm going to show you how the trick is done. And once you say that, people are going to tap into it again, because even though they think they may know, they don't really know how this is working. So you're going to say something like, okay, I'm going to show you how it's done. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to do the Monte move with 2 ordinary cards. Okay, you're going to pretend to give them the 10 in their hand, but you're going to give them the 8. Oh, sorry, you're gonna pretend to give them the 8, but you're gonna give them the 10. So you're gonna say something like, okay, this time I'm gonna give you the 8, and I'm gonna put the 10 in my pocket. But really, you've given them the 10, you're putting the 8 in your pocket. Okay, and you're gonna ask them, well, when I do that, you're gonna explain to them, I've really haven't done that. I've done the complete opposite, and because if I want you to win, I think you're a good person, I can actually turn that into a 10. And you reveal that. And at this point they'll be a bit lost because you're supposed to be explaining it to them, but you're claiming that you're using magic to do this, and this is a really good moment. And you're going to be doing this 2 more times. You're going to take the ordinary card, you're going to have the ordinary card on top and the double facer here, and you're going to do the Monte move again. You're going to say that you're giving them the 8, but you snap your fingers and that becomes a 10. And now this is the ordinary card and these 2 are the double facers. Now you're going to take the black double facer, put it on top, and then put the 10 of diamonds on top, the money card on top, and you're going to do the same thing 1 more time. And really do this slowly, because at this point they're not going to believe it. They've just seen 3 cards change from black to red. And whatever reveal you like to do that and show that you're left with 3 red cards. And that is the end of this trick. Okay guys, so that was the 3 card Monte. Just a couple of things I want to address. After you do this trick, it is entirely possible that the spectators, some of them might feel that the cards are rigged and they might want to see them. What you want to do in this case is, there's 2 ways to address this. You could switch these out for normal cards if you have your deck on you, and you could just do a count switch where you would count each card and in the process you would switch them out. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is just to simply put them in your pocket and go into a new trick. I know that sounds a bit dumb, but trust me, if you you don't want to seem like you're avoiding it, but you can play it off as a joke and say, like, if you think that's fishy, let me show you even a better trick. Okay, let me show you a trick where you think the whole deck will be rigged, and you'll instantly go into another trick. You really want to use this as an opener. If you use this as a closer, you're kind of stuck and you kind of have to hand the cards out. But if you use it as an opener, you're going to be able to put these in your pocket and go into another trick. Okay, because at this point they'll be really engaged. Okay, you've made a really strong impression at this point. So I highly suggest not to close with it, but to open with it. And if they do really want to inspect the cards, 2 of them are inspectable straight away, right? But you don't want to hand them out because you end the trick in this state. You have 3 cards, so only 1 of them is inspectable. This is in your pocket. So you want to go to your deck and have 2 more ordinary 10 of diamonds out, and you can, in the process of, you know, counting them and showing them all the cards, switch them out. That's one way to do it. But I highly suggest that you open with it, and I really don't think you'll have any issues with it. I've had a couple of difficult spectators, but I've always been able to get through it, and I've never had anyone, you know, just snatch my cards and have a look. Okay, that's never happened to me. So if you really put the time in, practice this, and perform it well, you'll have some of the best reactions you've ever had, and you'll have a lot of fun performing this. It's so easy to do and it's just so beautiful. Okay, so if you have any other questions, please let me know and message me, and I'll get back to you here on Skool. And if you like this video, you know, support it, share it, like it, subscribe, and yeah, I will see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.